Hey there, do you want to put your content generation strategy for your website on autopilot? If so, stay tuned. I got a super cool new tool I've been working on that'll do just that. My name is John Ward. I build websites. I monetize them with display ads, email lists, affiliate offers, things like that. And I mostly drive traffic to these websites from social media sources like Pinterest and Facebook. And today I'm going to talk about the tool I've been working on called Content Goblin. Now, this tool is basically designed to create listicle-style articles, right? You know what listicles are. Top 10 things to do in Cancun. You get 10 sections with 10 headers, 10 images, 10 descriptions of the image and the activity, right? So people will sit in kind of like these image generator tools all day working on these type of posts, and it could take a couple hours to make one of these posts. So I'm going to show you how I do it. We're going to do one for these unique chicken dinner ideas, and we're going to do 10 images, right? And it's probably going to take us like 10 or 12 seconds to build this post. So let's execute it. Right now, it's generating the article. It's kind of generating the headings and stuff in the background, getting your images, getting your section text, and it should start outputting that here pretty soon. Now, one of the cool things about my tool is it actually looks at this image and it writes the content relevant to the actual image that it sees. So we're not writing generic content. We're writing content that is actually related to this image. As you can see, the tool's already finished. We've got 10 ideas. It took about 10 seconds. We got a bunch of different kind of chicken recipe ideas. So this is with our cheapest model. It costs about 1 cent per image. And like I said, it takes about 1 second to generate a section. So these are not bad, right? For kind of a really cheap image model. How long would that take you to do if you were going to sit in maybe like Midjourney or Ideogram all day, generate your text using ChatGPT, and or just write the text and post that to WordPress, right? Probably a little bit more than 10 or 12 seconds. So the next thing I'm going to show you is I have the ability to download all the images from the post, and what that does is basically gives you an easy way to upload these to Pinterest or Facebook or wherever you want to upload them. You can also copy the article and you can directly paste it into WordPress or whatever. And you can create a draft directly in WordPress. Now, we didn't set that up. So what I'm going to do next is show you how to set up that integration. So we're going to go to our integrations tab. We have no integrations. We're going to add a WordPress site. I'm going to use my test site here, which is actually a puppy site, but we're going to use it here anyway. So as you can see, we can enter our actual WordPress username. Now, the password, you don't want to use your actual WordPress password that you log in with. What you want to do is come here and create an application password. So it's going to drop me directly into WordPress because I'm logged in, and it's going to give me the chance to create an application password. Now, you create the application passwords here. This is actually the profile page. You just have to scroll down and find it. You give it a name. So I like to use the name of the tool, and you create an application password and you copy it. Now, the important thing about this is you should be using these for other tools too, because you don't want to give them your WordPress credentials. And if you use an app password, you have the ability to revoke it at any time. So if something were to happen, you could just revoke that password. So we'll go back to the tool, we'll paste the password in, and we'll add the site. And now we have our integration for Pupper's Place, right? My test site. And then we're going to come back to the tool. I showed you the Flux Demo model, which is our cheapest model. I'm going to show you Ideogram, which is our higher quality model. I'll do the same prompt here for the article. I'm going to walk you through a little bit about what these fields mean. Additional image prompt is a way to kind of control the output of the image, right? So you can make it higher quality, more detailed. Sometimes I like to make them lower quality, maybe like 35 millimeter quality if anybody is old like me and remembers old film-based cameras, right? So sometimes if you make them look lower quality, it seems like a real person, took the time to take the picture. Additional text prompt, same idea, helps you craft the way the text is output. You can use like certain styles and things like that. Section length, we have concise and verbose. So the first one I showed you was concise, where the output was basically like 2 or 3 sentences in a single paragraph. Verbose will give you about 2 or 3 paragraphs and explain things a little bit better. So it kind of works really well for certain types of content. The one that I like to use verbose on is article kind of roundup posts, because then it gives you room to include the ingredients and the instructions for the actual recipe. We have the image model, right? Like I said, we're on Ideogram. We have all the Ideogram models. V2 Turbo is your best kind of ratio of quality to price. V2 is your highest quality, and obviously a little bit more expensive than V2 Turbo. Now, if you were going to do anything with kind of text overlays, like things like that, you're probably going to want to do V2. Any kind of like direct images, I like to use V2 Turbo, but that's my favorite model in the tool. The magic prompt, this is Ideogram's magic prompt, where it kind of like enhances the prompt that you give it to generate a better image. We have options for auto on off. I leave it on auto, so it kind of determines when it needs to do that. And then we have styles. Auto obviously just picks the style you need. And we have general, realistic, design, 3D render, and anime, right? You could think about like the use cases these might be used for. If we're doing like our food or our interior design, we could do realistic. I'm just going to leave it on auto and we'll see what we get. And then we have our number of images. We're going to do 10 images. And then we have our image sizes. Ideogram has a few more size options compared to Flux, but Flux does have, vertical and horizontal aspect ratios, also square. But the one that works really well for Pinterest and Facebook is the 9:16 size, because it kind of takes up the most screen real estate on mobile. And finally, we have our keyword field. This allows you to kind of inject the keywords you want into your text output to help you optimize your articles for those keywords. One tip I have here is if you use a tool like PinClicks to get your keywords, you can drop them in here and optimize your articles for those keywords. And what PinClicks does is kind of gives you the topics on Pinterest, and you can find the most popular kind of posts, and you can copy those keywords and drop them into your article. So let's generate an Ideogram article, right? And like I said, a little bit higher quality, a little bit higher cost, and it's going to take a little bit longer because it takes time to generate those high quality images. Whereas our other tool, our other image Flux, took about 10 or 12 seconds. This is going to probably take 20 or 30 seconds for these 10 images. Still saving you a ton of time over having a VA do it or, doing it yourself. And the image quality is usually a little bit better. It kind of depends on what niche you're in, but I like to try Flux because it's so cheap. And then if I don't really get the output I like, I'll do Ideogram because I can test Flux for a few cents, and it's not really that big of a deal if the quality's not that great. So you can see we've generated our 10 images. It didn't really take that long for a high quality image, but what I wanted to show you is creating the WordPress draft. We have our site here now. We click it. It's going to send that post over to WordPress. Now, obviously, my site's about puppies, and we just did chicken dinner ideas, right? So I'm not going to leave it on the site once we publish it, but we're just testing it. Now, it creates a classic block in WordPress. So most people are using the new block editor in WordPress. So what you do is you click on this classic block, and you convert it to blocks. All right. Now, if you had some images for some reason you wanted to remove, that sometimes happens with Flux. You would go through, remove those sections. And then when you're ready to publish, you come over to publish. Now, there is one important thing you need to know about publishing. You see this section here, suggestion external media. What this is telling you is these images are hosted on the Content Goblin domain. And what you want to do is you want to upload those to your website so they are hosted from your domain. So you click upload. WordPress is going to go through, automatically upload every one of these images to your server. That way, when you include it in your post, it's not going to say contentgoblin.ai. Then we publish our post and we can view our post. And as you can see, pretty simple to get, pretty good quality images in a WordPress post. And I mean, what did that take us? Less than a minute or two. So really cool. I'm really proud of what I've done. I've started off with this listicle tool because I wanted to kind of make one tool work really well. But that's not going to be it. We're going to have all kinds of different content types. We're going to get feedback from our users. We're going to make things better as we go. I did want to show you kind of the other two functions that are in the tool right now. So we have our article library, right, where we can see the two articles we generated. We can view those articles. We can do all the functions that we would want to do. And we have our image library now. The image library, the article images folder, is going to contain every image we've generated for our articles. We can check multiple, we can download them, you can, take a look at one, things like that. Anything you would think of with a normal image library. You're also going to have the ability to add your own folders and images, which will be used for tools that I'll use in the future. But I just wanted to give you that idea. We also, I included a little theme switcher here. If you are interested in, certain colors, right? Just make your experience a little bit better. I mean, it's, I try to make the user experience kind of optimized for what my users might want. And that's it. That's the tool, right? Like I said, if it's taking you hours to create a listicle, we can do a 20 image listicle, 20 images, 20 sections, 20 cents in about 20 seconds. So think about how that could really revolutionize the scale you can produce good quality content compared to what you're doing now if you're using a virtual assistant or you're spending time yourself. If you want to get access to the tool, only a select few people have access right now, but I'm going to be opening up access very shortly. So what you want to do is you want to hop over to contentgoblin.ai. I'll drop the link in the description of the video, and you're going to sign up for the mailing list. And then I'll start sending you some emails letting you know what the status is. If you sign up for that mailing list, you're going to be the first to know when the tool opens up access again, so you can get in and give it a try. And then obviously I have an open line of communication for feedback and things like that. And my goal is really to make this tool better and build kind of one of the best AI content generators for Pinterest and Facebook creators. So if you're interested, hop over to contentgoblin.ai, sign up for the email list, and I will be launching it to the public very shortly.